In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew leads celebration of 20 years of direct American Airlines flights from Miami to St. Kitts. Grenada Prime Minister rejects allegations of excessive taxpayer-funded trips, and Donald Trump elected 47th U.S. President in stunning comeback. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, November 6th, 2024. I'm Scotty Hendrickson. Nationally, on Monday, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis marked American Airlines' 20th year of uninterrupted service from Miami to St. Kitts' Robert L. International Airport, celebrating a partnership that has significantly boosted the island's tourism sector. Held at the Cayenne Jet Lounge, the anniversary reception was led by Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, alongside American Airlines representatives and other key tourism stakeholders. The event featured a commemorative cake cutting and a toast to the enduring relationship between the airline and St. Kitts. In his remarks, Prime Minister Drew is quoted as saying, "Since American Airlines first began service to St. Kitts and Nevis 2 decades ago, it has not only opened new pathways for travel and tourism, but has also catalyzed our nation's growth," end quote. Highlighting tourism as a cornerstone of St. Kitts and Nevis's economy, Dr. Drew said, "The government of St. Kitts and Nevis recognizes that partnerships like this one, are essential to our nation's progress. American Airlines has been an exceptional partner, showcasing consistency, vision, and mutual respect, values that resonate deeply with us," end quote. Also at the event were Minister of Tourism, Honorable Marsha Henderson, and Chief Executive Officer of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Kelly Fontenelle, among others. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources in St. Kitts hosted critical insurance consultations for farmers, emphasizing the government's dedication to strengthening and sustaining the agricultural sector. These sessions, held on the 29th and 30th October, aim to support both livestock and crop farmers by educating them on the role of insurance in the agricultural risk management. Farmers, agricultural technicians, and various stakeholders attended the consultations, which addressed the challenges faced by local farmers and outlined strategies for managing risk related to natural disaster and market volatility. The discussion highlighted a range of insurance products designed to protect farmers' livelihoods, which experts shared guidance on choosing suitable coverage and maximizing policy benefits. Permanent Secretary Miguel Fleming led the initiative, underscoring the ministry's goal to empower farmers to safeguard their operations and strengthen resilience against unforeseen events. Feedback from participants expressed a keen interest in ongoing education on agricultural insurance, making these consultations a pivotal step toward a more secure agricultural future in St. Kitts. The Nevis Island Administration, or NIA, continues to strengthen the island's water supply, reaching a new milestone by striking water at a second well site in Maddens on November 1st. This well, drilled by Water and Oil Well Services Company Limited, was struck at 375 feet and is expected to reach 500 to 600 feet, adding to the NIA's 9-well project aimed at ensuring a sustainable water supply. Minister of Water Services Spencer Brand noted that new wells are planned across Nevis in areas such as Decent Estates and Gingerland. Water from this second well is undergoing testing and, if approved, could be integrated into the island's water system by early December. The NIA has also modernized the water distribution network, replacing outdated pipes and boosting flow capacity with funding support from the Caribbean Development Bank. Additional efforts include a new storage tank and a soon-to-be-completed desalination plant in St. James's Parish. It will convert seawater into fresh water, adding approximately 1.5 million gallons daily. Premier Brantley expressed confidence in the island's enhanced water infrastructure, saying, quote, "By Christmas, we expect our drilling and desalination efforts to significantly secure Nevis's water future," end quote. In regional news, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell has strongly rejected allegations that his government is engaging in excessive travel funded by the National Treasury. He emphasized that, aside from travel related to international obligations, all travel expenses for government ministers are covered by the organizations issuing the invitations. In an interview, Prime Minister Mitchell clarified that there is, quote, "no significant travel," end quote, on the part of the government. He stated that his own travel, which averages once per month, does not place a financial strain on the state. According to the official gazette, the acting prime minister assumed office 36 times during Mitchell's absence from the country between July 1st, 2022 and October 31st, 2024. The prime minister further explained that the administration's policy dictates that ministers are not to travel unless it pertains to meetings or conferences hosted by international and regional organizations to which Grenada is a member. These include bodies such as the United Nations, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, and the Caribbean Community. He made it clear that if the hosting organizations are not willing to cover the travel cost, the government will not participate. In response to growing concerns, opposition members of parliament have submitted questions requesting a detailed breakdown of government travel expenditures. However, answers to these inquiries have not yet been provided. In other regional news, the untimely death of Asot Michael, Antigua and Barbuda's Member of Parliament for St. Peter, has left the nation in shock and sorrow. Michael was discovered on Tuesday at approximately 8 a.m. in his Dry Hill residence, lying in a pool of blood. In an official statement, Prime Minister Gaston Brown expressed his grief, stating, quote, "It is with deep shock and sadness that I learned earlier today of the untimely passing of Asot Michael, Member of Parliament for St. Peter. The death of Asot Michael is a profound loss to his family, friends, and constituents. On behalf of the government and people of Antigua and Barbuda, I extend my sincere condolences to his son Nigel, his sisters Teresa, Ann, and Soraya, his extended family, and the many friends who are grieving his loss," end quote. Despite occasional differences, the Prime Minister described Michael as a close colleague, saying, quote, "I regarded him as a brother. Therefore, I am especially saddened and disturbed by the tragic circumstances surrounding his passing. I pledge that our government will provide all necessary resources to the Royal Police Force to ensure a thorough investigation and bring those responsible to justice," end quote. The exact circumstances surrounding Michael's death remain uncertain, and authorities have initiated an investigation. Tributes have poured in from politicians, officials, constituents, family, and friends, all mourning the loss of the long-serving parliamentarian. In international news, Donald Trump was elected the 47th President of the United States on Wednesday, securing his victory with a win in Wisconsin and surpassing the 270 electoral votes needed. The victory marks a remarkable return to power for Trump, who faced numerous challenges, including criminal charges and 2 assassination attempts. In his victory speech, Trump thanked his supporters, promising to pay you back for delivering his win. His campaign, marked by aggressive rhetoric and a focus on crime and immigration, resonated with many voters, particularly in a deeply polarized America. Trump's victory returns him to the White House after being impeached twice and leading a violent insurrection in 2021. At 78, he becomes the oldest elected president, with Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his vice president. His win signals a shift towards a more radical GOP-led agenda, with plans to overhaul government and pursue retribution against his political enemies. Trump's comeback marks the first time in over a century that a former president has regained office, and his second defeat of a female presidential rival, Vice President Kamala Harris. He's set to take office on January 20th. In other international news, voters in Missouri passed an amendment to overturn one of the nation's strictest abortion bans, a key victory for abortion rights advocates. The amendment allows for abortion access until a fetus is deemed viable, typically after 21 weeks. However, existing restrictive laws are not automatically repealed, and advocates must petition courts to align with the new measure. In contrast, Florida, Nebraska, and South Dakota rejected similar abortion rights amendments, maintaining existing bans. Florida's measure failed to meet the required 60% threshold, marking a political win for Governor Ron DeSantis, who actively campaigned against the amendment. Abortion rights measures passed in Arizona, Colorado, Maryland, and Montana, while Nevada voters approved an amendment pending a second vote in 2026. In New York, a measure to protect against discrimination based on pregnancy outcomes was also succeeded. These results reflect a shifting abortion landscape following the Supreme Court's 2022 overturning of Roe v. Wade. And now for the weather. Present weather shows cloudy skies with slight showers. Winds are a moderate breeze of 13 miles per hour from the north. The temperature today is 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet, with northerly swells of 1.8 meters or 6 feet. A high surf advisory is in effect. Weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy skies becoming increasingly cloudy with showers, along with a 40% or moderate chance of thunderstorms. Tonight will be cloudy with showers. Sunset today will be at 5:38 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:12 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson.